Before you text her back, stop. You are seconds away from doing the exact thing that makes women lose interest, reacting from panic instead of position. Right now, your nerves are louder than your standards. You want to regain control of the situation by fixing it, by clearing the air, by pulling her back in with logic or reassurance. But every attempt to fix it when she is pulling away only confirms one thing to her. She can move away without losing you. That is the moment leverage dies. She did not disappear by accident. When a woman pulls back, she is measuring. She is not only thinking about how she feels, she is watching who you become when you feel her slipping. Do you tighten your grip? Do you start chasing her approval? Do you start explaining yourself? Or do you remain the same man you were before she changed her tone? That single behavioral fork is what separates men she reconsiders from men she replaces. Men hate hearing this, but it's reality. She doesn't pull away to make space. She pulls away to see what fills it. If what fills it is you begging for clarity, negotiating your worth, over-explaining, apologizing without cause, or sending long emotional paragraphs, she gets her answer. You are driven by fear, not by frame. And here is the uncomfortable truth. You don't actually want her right now. You want the anxiety in your chest to shut up. That's why men always text too soon. They are not trying to connect. They are trying to sedate uncertainty. And the moment a woman senses that, she instantly knows how much power she has. Not because she is manipulative, because behavior under pressure is the most honest signal a human gives. Stop telling yourself she is confused. She is not confused. She is evaluating. She is evaluating whether you collapse when deprived of reassurance or whether you hold your center. Women don't fall for men they fully understand. They fall for men whose value is not dictated by their mood swings. Chasing doesn't prove you care. It proves you need. Needing is the thing that suffocates attraction. You think silence is risky. It feels like doing nothing. It feels like losing. But silence is not the gamble. Reacting is. Silence preserves uncertainty. Reacting kills it. You want her to miss you? You cannot be missed if you remain present. You cannot be reconsidered if you eliminate all distance. You cannot create desire while providing constant access. Missing is not something you manufacture. It is something triggered by absence and reinforced by imagination. If you text now, you remove imagination. You give her closure, and closure kills curiosity. Curiosity is the only condition under which interest can regrow after distance. The correct move is brutally simple. Shut up. Let time do what your impulses can't. Pull your attention back to yourself. Not as manipulation, not as a strategy, as a return to self-respect. Because right now, every second you spend thinking about her is a second you are not building anything in your own life. A man who loses himself trying to keep a woman never keeps her. Detachment does not mean you don't care. It means you refuse to self-betray. You refuse to beg to be chosen. You refuse to teach someone that the slightest withdrawal can make you fold. If she comes back, good, then distance showed her your value. If she doesn't, good, because a woman who can leave you without hesitation was never a stable asset to begin with. You are not saving anything by chasing. You are only speeding up the loss. If you ignore this and text anyway, here's exactly what will happen. She will answer briefly, coldly, or not at all. That reaction will make you panic more. You will send another message to fix the first one, then another to fix the silence. Then you will go to sleep hating how low you sank, not because she rejected you, but because you abandoned your dignity to prevent it. If you follow the correct move, silence, posture, reinvestment, the outcome is binary in your favor. Either she feels the absence and returns with higher respect, or she exits and you are free to rebuild without wasting more time on someone who already had one foot out. That is not cruelty. That is quality control. Stop believing you can talk a woman back into wanting you. You cannot out-reason loss of attraction. You cannot comfort text your way into desire. You cannot negotiate for respect. You do not win by expression. You win by restraint. Silence is not weakness. Silence is proof that you are not emotionally governed by another human being. Women don't miss the man who texts paragraphs. They miss the man who doesn't lose himself. And here's the part most men never internalize. The moment you make her distance about you, you hand her the power she was testing for. You take a neutral situation, a pause, a pullback, a recalibration, and you turn it into a demonstration of dependence. Instead of showing you can hold a line, you prove you break when attention is removed. That teaches her something irreversible. She doesn't lose you by withholding, she controls you by withholding. Once she learns that, every future conflict is already lost. You won't be arguing for respect, you'll be arguing for access. You won't be participating in the relationship, you'll be trying not to get abandoned. You won't be a partner, you'll be the emotional safety net she drops in and out of at her convenience. And you won't resent her for leaving, you'll resent yourself for training her how to. Because a woman cannot respect a man she can emotionally puppet. She cannot desire the man who collapses on command. She cannot miss the man who never allows space to feel his absence. You think you are fighting for love, but what you are really fighting is your own inability to sit with uncertainty. You are not texting her because she is the only woman in the world. You are texting her because you cannot tolerate not knowing what comes next. That is what she senses, not devotion, instability. Women do not run from men who care. They run from men who lose composure. And this is why the quiet move, the one that feels like doing nothing, is actually the only move with teeth. Silence is not passive. Silence is a pressure test in reverse. It forces her to feel the same uncertainty you are currently drowning in. It equalizes the imbalance. It stops you from bleeding value and forces her to consider the cost of losing you. Not because you are playing a game, but because for the first time you are not handing her your spine to keep the peace. You are no longer rewarding withdrawal with effort. You are no longer teaching her that vanishing earns more of you. You are finally breaking the cycle where her distance produces your pursuit. She has to rethink a man who holds himself when she withdraws. She never rethinks a man who chases. And if she doesn't rethink, then the silence does you a second favor. It reveals she was already gone. You didn't lose her with silence. You only stopped delaying the moment you discovered the truth. Silence exposes reality faster than conversation ever does. You don't protect yourself by holding on. You protect yourself by not collapsing. A man who refuses to collapse forces the world to either meet him at his level or exit his life cleanly. If you break yourself to keep her, she leaves anyway. If you keep yourself, she is forced to decide whether losing you is worth it, and that is the only position from which you are ever missed.